Imagine a world without highways or airplanes, where vast expanses of land stretched untraveled between empires. It's hard to conceive, isn't it? Yet, over 2,000 years ago, such a world existed, until a daring journey and a bold idea transformed global trade and culture forever. Welcome to the fascinating story of Silk Road, connecting East and West. The story begins in the 2nd century BC, an era marked by the ambition and influence of the Han Dynasty. This dynasty, the second imperial power of China, sought to accomplish far more than maintaining its rule. Among its challenges was the persistent conflict with the Xiongnu tribes along its northern and western borders. To address this issue, Emperor Wu made a bold decision in 138 BC. He dispatched an emissary, Zhang Qian, to journey westward in hopes of forging an alliance or gaining support from the Yuezhi people. Zhang Qian's journey took him deep into Central Asia, where he encountered a kaleidoscope of cultures and peoples he had never known before. Among these, the Da-yuan people captivated his attention, but what intrigued him most were their horses. Horses had long played a crucial role in Chinese warfare, dating back to the Shang Dynasty of the 11th century BC, when cavalry and chariots were widely used. Yet, the horses of Da-yuan stood apart. They were larger, stronger, and faster than those bred in China. Zhang Qian returned to Emperor Wu, describing these magnificent animals with awe and enthusiasm. And intrigued, Emperor Wu resolved to acquire these Western horses. In no time, the superior horsepower of these animals transformed the Han Dynasty's military capabilities, enabling them to effectively counter the Xiongnu threat. Zhang Qian's success inspired Emperor Wu to think even bigger. In 130 BC, the emperor formalized a grand project, the opening of the Silk Road. This network of trade routes would connect the East and the West, stretching over 4,000 miles from the heart of the Han Dynasty to the distant edges of Europe. However, the Silk Road was not humanity's first foray into international trade networks. Centuries earlier, during the reign of Darius I, the Persian Empire had built the Royal Road. This impressive route extended nearly 2,000 miles from Susa, in present-day Iran, to Sardis, now in Turkey. Smaller routes branched off to reach the Indian subcontinent and northern Africa, forming an intricate network. While the Royal Road laid the groundwork for such endeavors, it would eventually be overshadowed by the Silk Road. Still, the Persian achievement remains notable, with Herodotus's writings about the Royal Road's messengers later inspiring the creed of the United States Postal Service. The Silk Road quickly became the premier avenue for merchants, messengers, and explorers. Its primary purpose was commercial trade, though the term Silk Road itself would not be coined until the late 19th century. Silk, the road's namesake, was a highly sought-after commodity. For centuries, China had held a monopoly on silk production, carefully guarding the secret of extracting the material from silkworm cocoons. But with the establishment of the Silk Road, this luxurious fabric found its way to the far corners of the known world, particularly captivating the Romans in the West. Rome's fascination with silk became an obsession, and this demand created an economic imbalance that troubled the empire. The insatiable desire for silk placed Rome in a precarious position, where the outflow of wealth to the east outweighed its trade income. Although the Western Roman Empire would collapse in 476 AD without addressing this imbalance, the Eastern Roman Empire, or Byzantium, tackled the issue head-on. Emperor Justinian devised a daring plan. He dispatched 2 men disguised as monks to China with orders to smuggle silkworms back to Byzantium. The mission succeeded, allowing the Byzantines to cultivate silk independently and reduce their reliance on Chinese imports. Silk was not the only treasure exchanged along the Silk Road. A variety of goods flowed from east to west, including tea, spices, porcelain, paper, gunpowder, and medicine. These items profoundly influenced Western societies. Gunpowder revolutionized European warfare, while paper became an indispensable medium for writing and record-keeping. Meanwhile, goods from the West, such as glassware, textiles, animal furs, honey, fruits, rugs, and armor, traveled eastward, enriching the lives of those who received them. The exchange went beyond material goods. It included ideas, cultural practices, and religious beliefs, which spread along the route with each passing caravan. Despite its vast reach, few merchants traveled the entire length of the Silk Road. However, it also gave rise to dangers, as bandits sought to exploit the wealth passing through these routes. Among the many traders, one man stands out for his extraordinary journey: Marco Polo. In 1271, a 17-year-old Marco Polo embarked on a 3-year journey along the Silk Road. Accompanied by his father and uncle, their travels led them to the court of Kublai Khan in 1275, where Marco spent years exploring the vast and diverse lands of Asia. Upon his return to Venice in 1295, Marco Polo documented his experiences in his renowned work, The Travels of Marco Polo. This account offered Europeans a glimpse into the wonders of the East, further fueling their curiosity about distant lands. The Silk Road was more than a trade network, it was a conduit for cultural exchange. Languages, religions, and philosophies flowed along its paths, connecting distant civilizations. Unfortunately, it also facilitated the spread of disease. Many historians believe the Silk Road played a pivotal role in the spread of the Black Death, which devastated Europe in the 14th century. By the mid-15th century, the Silk Road's dominance began to wane. The Ottoman Empire, having conquered Byzantium, restricted trade with the West, effectively closing the overland routes. This blockage prompted Europeans to seek alternative paths, leading to the Age of Discovery. Driven by the desire to bypass Ottoman-controlled lands, explorers set out across the seas, eventually reaching the Americas. In this way, the Silk Road indirectly contributed to the era of global exploration and the shaping of the modern world. And the spotting of the first open area in the world known as Asia led to the outbreak of exploration and the shaping of the modern world. The Silk Road's legacy is one of unparalleled influence. It facilitated trade, enabled exploration, and fostered the exchange of ideas and cultures. Though it eventually faded, its impact resonates through history, reminding us of the power of connection and the enduring human spirit of curiosity. Please like, share, and subscribe for more history facts.